Starting a weight loss journey can be difficult, especially if you're feeling unmotivated. You're always questioning yourself, like, are you doing things right? I know this from personal experience with struggling with my eating habits and my own weight for most of my life. But through many years of educating myself through hundreds of hours of courses, books, certifications, investing over $40,000 in mentorships and coaches, and from my experience helping other people with their weight loss goals over the past 6 years, I've developed a system to help you lose your first 10 to 20 pounds without tracking food. Was I showing off my credibility and experience there? Yes. Yes, I was. And that's only because I want you to understand that this is important and this is serious, because this will change your life. So take notes or save this video for later if you can't take notes now. So let's set up your nutrition plan. And the way that this is gonna work is you're going to get your eating as consistent as possible. And once you do that, you'll be able to make informed adjustments so that you can continue to lose weight. And when I say eat consistently, I'm not talking about having 5 meals spaced evenly throughout the day to keep your metabolism firing. That's nonsense, and that's not true. It doesn't matter how many meals you have throughout the day as long as calories are the same. Just a fun little fact. When I was struggling with my weight and before I knew how to track macros, I would just eat healthy. The issue with that is that you can gain weight while eating healthy. You can gain weight from eating chicken breast and broccoli, just like you can gain weight by eating pizza and cake. It's just one of those things is a lot easier to overeat, which we'll take advantage of when we talk about what types of foods to include into your meal. On top of that, my meals were all over the place. I had no guidance, I had no structure to follow, and so some days I would have 3 meals, the next I would have 2 meals and 5 snacks, the next 4 meals. It was just chaos. And by eating like that, there was no way for me to know what kind of changes I need to make to my plan when I wasn't losing weight, because there was no consistency. So the question is, how do you set up a system so you know when and what to change in your diet in order to continue making progress? All right, we'll call this the Yamada Nutrition System. I don't know if that has a nice ring to it, but we'll just stick with that for now. And you can think of these levels as steps as well. You can move up and down, which you'll understand as we get into this. And this system is actually based on my bigger overall coaching philosophy that I teach my clients, is that life will come in seasons. And there's going to be stressful times, busy times in your life where maybe you have to take care of sick parents, or maybe you are a new parent. And so you don't have as much energy, you don't have as much mental bandwidth to give to your nutrition. That's typically where a lot of people will just fall off track. They put their health in the back burner, and that only leads them to realizing that their health is in a worse position than it was before. Right? And so there's also going to be times in your life where things are going to be more relaxed and you're going to have more energy and have more mental bandwidth to put towards your fitness goals. And in this season, maybe you can be a little bit more dialed. You can take on a little bit of things. And that means if you want your weight loss results to be sustainable, you need different tools for these different seasons of your life. You need a base foundation to always be able to fall back on, which is exactly what you'll get with this system. All right, so level 1, this is meal frequency, or the number of meals you're having. Remember I talked about how my meals were just all over the place? This is your base foundation. This is step number 1, and all you're going to be doing is pick how many meals you'll have per day. It doesn't matter what you choose. I like 3 meals and 1 snacks for most, and that's what I recommend. But if you skip breakfast usually, just skip breakfast, and maybe yours looks like 2 meals and 1 snack, or 3 meals and 2 snacks, or just 4 meals. It doesn't matter. And in this level, the types of foods you're eating and how much food you're eating, it doesn't matter. What we're doing is just getting how many meals you're eating a day consistent. And in level 1, if you've hit a plateau or your weight is stuck for 2 weeks, how do you make adjustments to this? Well, let's just say you're doing 3 meals and 1 snack. It would be as simple as taking that snack away. If you were doing 4 meals, cut it down to 3. And can you see how in this level, it just gives us a base. It gives us a very solid foundation. Now, of course, it's not going to be as detailed as these other 2 levels, but again, this is bare bones. This is your base foundation that you can always fall back on no matter what. All right, so let's move up to level 2. We are getting a little bit more detailed, and this is going to be the types of food in your meals, your meal composition. You've probably seen something like this online, and it's a really good base to go off of. And I do want to say this, if you are an all or nothing person, when it comes to veggies, if you didn't have them for 1 meal, you didn't fail. Don't use that as an excuse to say, oh, I might as well not do this and just fall off track. Number one, we want to work on that mentality and start to shift away from the all or nothing mindset. And number two, give yourself a little bit of grace. You won't be perfect, but try your best to have veggies in every meal and make you feel good. All right, for this level, let's open up my no tracking fat loss method guide. And what you're gonna do is make your meals out of, let me highlight this right here. And so step 3 is what we will look at. You're gonna just pick a protein source, pick a carb source, and try to have some veggie. For your protein source, I want you to stick to high protein, low fat options. And if you're thinking to yourself, what are some high protein, low fat options? If you scroll down right here, let's go back into dictate mode, you will see high protein, low fat options right here. And the first link in the description is where you can grab your own copy of this so you can refer back to it when you need it. And I would actually print this out and stick it on your fridge or something, because if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. Don't let this just sit on your computer and be forgotten in that digital wasteland. All right, so we're gonna actually add a level. Well, we'll call this level 2.5. Oh my gosh, I can't talk and write at the same time. LVL. 2.5, there we go. Remember this, the goal of sustainable weight loss is to do the least amount of work possible or to make the smallest change possible to get the biggest result. Meaning we want to make swaps and changes to our lifestyle that don't feel like a total overhaul of what we're currently doing. So it's the small things like going from regular soda to diet soda, or going from full calorie sauces to low calorie sauces, or even just changing up the types of protein sources you're eating. All right, let's go back to our food list. If you're eating a lot of low protein, high fat options, you can start to make amazing progress on your weight loss journey by just switching up to moderate protein or moderate fat protein sources. And then even more, sticking to high protein, low fat options. And let's go over a real world example, and that's switching from 80-20 ground beef to 93-7 ground beef. So for 6 ounces of 80-20 ground beef, you get 431 calories and 29 grams of protein. But for 6 ounces, the same amount of 93-7 ground beef, you get 258 calories and 35 grams of protein. You're still eating ground beef. It's the same thing, but you are eating 170 fewer calories and you're getting 6 grams more of protein by just making this simple swap. And if you do that for 2 of your meals, that one swap alone could put you in a calorie deficit to get you starting to lose weight. It's pretty sweet, right? So let's talk about level 3. So now we are looking at portions. And you do this in 2 ways. So the first one is going to be hand portions. Palm size of protein, cupped hand of rice, a fist size of veggies. And I need to clarify this because people have asked me, you're not putting the food in your hand and putting it onto your plate. It's just a visual representation. And the thing about that is your hand is with you wherever you go, at restaurants, while you're at home, and it's relative to your size. So smaller people will typically have smaller hands, bigger people will have bigger hands, and obviously smaller people need to eat a little bit less, bigger people a little bit more. So that will give you a good general sense of your portion sizes per meal. And if you want to get a little bit more detailed, you can use actual measuring cups. And that's going to be a little bit more detailed and more consistent than just eyeballing hand portions. But we're still not needing to get into weighing all your food and all of that, which is a more advanced version of this system. And now we have another lever or thing to change. It's the same concept as what we talked about in level 1, but instead of cutting out whole meals or snacks, we can cut out or reduce the amount of food we're eating per meal. Let's say you're having 3 meals a day, and in those meals, you're eating 1 cup of protein, 1 cup of carb, 1 cup of veggie. Things have been going well, you've been dropping weight, but your weight plateaus for 2 weeks. Now, to continue to make progress, you can either do the changes that we talked about in level 2.5, and maybe you need to change up your protein sources, but if you've already done that, you can change your portion sizes. And I would recommend you cutting out the amount of carbs you're eating and keeping your protein high, because that's gonna keep you full, it's gonna keep you satisfied, and it's going to help you keep your muscle mass as you're in a dieting phase. And we don't want to lose that muscle during a fat loss phase, because that's going to make maintaining our weight much more difficult, because less muscle mass means a slower metabolism or less calories you're burning throughout the day. So in our example, your 1 cup of protein would stay the same, your 1 cup of veggie would stay the same, and then your 1 cup of carb would actually turn to half a cup of carb. So just to recap this whole system, In this, we are really changing and playing around with 3 different things: how many meals and snacks we're having, what types of foods are we actually making our meals out of, and how much of those types of foods we're eating in our meals. So going back to the seasons of life, can you see how now you have different tools, you have different strategies for different seasons of your life? You're at level 1 when things are chaotic and things are stressful, and maybe when things are more relaxed, you're at level 3. But again, at least you have the tools. I hope all of this made sense to you, and if you have questions, leave them down in the comments. That's why I'm here. And I would also love to hear if you thought that this was helpful or not. I'm looking forward to chatting with you down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.